by defeating Kwara by 2-1.
Yes, hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We will actually be looking at the video you just saw is the MPFL Under 17 Youth League that happened earlier on this year. That was towards the ending of last year. That league was up and winners emerged. It was played across the 6 geopolitical zones, and at the end of the day, we have winners in that particular football competition. And away, the MPFL organizers say they are using it to catch them young. Players that will play in the Under 17. We will come to that and many other stories on the show. I've got a brother and a friend. I've got somebody when it comes to football matters and other sports related issues, have a foreknowledge and first hand in all of these and other sports. Like I said, I have Wilfred Shiando Oban with me on 360 Sports this morning. Welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV.
Good morning, Mr. Fash, and it's nice having me around you this morning.
Okay, let's begin from this particular topic, which we'll be looking at the focus this morning, the importance of football academies in Nigerian football development. When we talk about grassroots, this is all what it is. This is where it starts from. Now, Wilfred, let's go straight to these. First of all, tell us what football academy is all about.
Like any other sport or settings, there's no way you can achieve a skyscraper without a strong foundation. So football for me in academies are actually the primary foundation for whatever you want to become in life as a footballer. And good academies guarantees good future national teams. So it's an aspect where I think we should all come together. All the stakeholders should have a good look into it and work collectively to ensure that we have a good football academies, good foundations to lay for us to have future stars. And this is not just about the investors or maybe the stakeholders. It's also about the parents, giving their children the support, the moral support, the spiritual support, or whatever support they desire to actualize their dreams. So it's very important. Any footballing nation has a solid football structures, and it all starts from the academy. So I think it's one aspect we all have to look into it and put our energy, channel our good energy into it.
Okay, channel our good energy into it. Looking at Nigerian football in the 90s, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, when it comes to football, Nigeria used to be one of the powerhouses in the world, in Africa, and the world at large. I remember Japan 1993, we won the World Cup. 2013, under coach Manu Gaba in 2013, also 2015. When it comes to FIFA age grade competition, Nigeria normally do well. And now, if you look at the country, I don't think we have up to 100 football academies in Nigeria.
We have over 100 football academies in Nigeria, but then quantity is different from quality.
Of course, the functioning ones, the
real ones are very few. The ones that actually have what it takes, to produce a quality player for future, purpose are actually, few. And also, I think our league in particular has played a very crucial role in, keeping us, stagnant, to the stage where we are today. Because if you look at our league, 25, 30, years ago, even 15 years ago, it was actually much better than what it is today. And good league, good youth development system, we always enhance our proper development for future players. But today you see most of this is like after I think for over 5 years or so, this is the first edition we're witnessing. Last year, the Under 17 championship for all the Premier League MPFF teams. So, but these are schemes. These are kind of programs that every other team, indulges in. So if they have, if they properly invest into these youth, programs like having a under-17 championship, under-19 championship for the NPFL teams, it will enhance us to have good players with good age, range, to be able to invest properly in them. But then if we don't have these programs, it's going to be pretty difficult, because most times the players we even sign in the main team, we don't even have a proper record of, of their age and everything, and their development. But if we have a good youth developmental system where we groom players from the youth team and then promote them to the main team, then I think it will be a very wonderful investment and program for every other team in the NPFL.
Okay, now let's look at this way. What do you think has been the challenges of us not, like you mentioned, we have quantity but not quality? What has been the challenges of us not having good academies in Nigeria, good football academies in Nigeria, where we can groom the next JGO coaches, Kanu Nwankwo of this world? We know how those guys actually find their way. They came through the rough. But we actually, everything must not be through the rough. We mustn't get it through the hard way or whatever. So what has been the challenges of us not having good academies in the country? When I say quality, of course, I'm sure you understand pretty well what I meant by that phrase. Quality, not in the sense of our players, the players' abilities, but because of the standards, the structure. And then during the time of Kanu Nwankwo, of course, they were no better, structured than what we have now. But because the difference between, African, environment and European environment in terms of football was very close. And then we failed to develop, even when other nations were, fast growing and everything. We couldn't capitalize on what we had at same range as them, and then they left us behind. So now, it's not a question of the qualities of the players, but we have to, because most times you see these academy owners, they sell players with good amount of money, they have good income, they have a good cash out, and they don't invest it back. And when you don't do that, it's like having a dog as a hunter and you don't feed the dog. Of course.
I mean, you don't have a good catch. So I think it's something that we have to look into by investing more into the academy, trying to get the modern facilities, expose them to modern facilities. I mean, they could. I'm sure you are very familiar with the environment and everything. You go around and see the kind of pitches that we play, even Premier League matches on. So when you take a player from these kind of teams and then take them to a better team, it's going to take them a whole lot of time to acclimatize. So it's an issue of coming to invest monetarily wise into these academies, into good facilities. We have to get good updated facilities.
Not just getting facilities,
updated facilities, because in the whole of the Nigerian Premier League, I can just tell maybe one or two teams that actually have at least a little bit of what it takes to have a team. But I mean, as you all know, it's about politics. Who plays is smarter. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, just of recent, the under-17 boys, we understand they are going for the WAFU B under-17 tournament, where they will play to qualify for the AFCON. We are the defending champions. Now, if like this, you saw the video that was played on the screen, it was the MPFA Youth League under-17. They at least they specified it. Yeah. Now, Manu Gaba wanted to invite players. I believe he should have, maybe when this league was going on, should have followed it. The MPFL must have had a record. At least they would have picked some of the best players during this competition. But surprisingly, I know it's good to try some other players out, but I don't think he wrote an invitation and invited 52 players for trials.
Yes.
Why that when you have a competition like this? Just of recent, that competition was held, so there was no need inviting that large number of players to come to start doing test and run. From here, you can just get your first 11.
Sorry to say this, but this is a country where we do not have accurate players data. So NPFL has initiated and implemented the youth league scheme, but MRI decides who is truly, on the under-17. You understand? So for me, I think Manu Garba understands what he's doing, because most of these players, you'll be surprised, they might not be able to even pass MRI. So yes, so I'm not saying they are above the age or not, but then it could be from the density of their bone, the environment they're exposed in, the kind of things they are subjected to and everything. So I think the players he invited are the players that is actually satisfied, and he has certified them, you know, within to represent us. So he's done a great job.
We will still come back to this. We'll still look at some challenges of having some good football academies in the country and how they can contribute to our football development so that we can become, when it comes to football in the world, Nigeria used to be there, but over the years we've laid back a bit. But definitely we know we can get there. Let's leave that story a bit and go straight to the under-17 women's camp. They left the shores of the country yesterday, Thursday, for Bamako, where they will be taking on their Burkina-based counterpart. But before leaving the shores of the country, I think this is a good gesture. They actually picked one of the orphanages in the town, in our FCT, and donated food items to these orphanages before leaving Abuja for Bamako.
That's a ritual that any other person does. Give and it shall be given to you. Good measure.
Of course.
So for me, I think that was a very good one for them. You know, trying to remember the society they belong to, trying to show love and spread the love to the less privileged. I mean, it was a wonderful one, and I think that could also fetch them a good luck. So let's wait and see the outcome.
Okay, let's wait and see the outcome. We're still on the home front. The program is 360 Sport on Trust TV. Now, let's go straight to the MPFL. Yes, I think he's not the first casualty of the MPFL this season. But let's look at this. Rivers United, after that goalless draw against Kwara United, we know they have 6 outstanding games. And because of Rivers United, 6 outstanding games, their continental engagement actually cost it. The MPFL organizers put the league on hold so that these guys can play their outstanding matches. And at the end of the day, they've played 3, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. And after that loss to Kwara United, after that draw to Kwara United, Coach Stanley Negumba, the head coach of that team, has been shown the exit door. You're laughing. This is a coach that won the league for them, and though they didn't do well on the continent.
Yes, you see, most of the challenges we face, we often face in the domestic league here are basically, tied down to the administrative, side of the game, not basically from the players or on the pitch of play. So if the management of Rivers United decided to part ways with Stanley Eguma, he's done well with them. He's been with them for over a decade, if I'm not mistaken, and he's done well. He's won league for them. He's taking them to the Continental and everything, and then they feel that this is the right time for them to part ways.
But do you think parting ways, now that the boat is not steady, it's a bit, it's rocky a bit, do you think it's the right decision? Because after Fatah Shaw left, twice Fatah Shaw left that team. The first time he left, and at the end of the day he came back. And for the second time he left and he did not come back to the team. They quickly recruited Ogenyi Onazi to join them.
Not Ogenyi,
Evans Ogenyi, I beg your pardon, not the footballer now. Evans Ogenyi now to join them. And after, I think for Evans Ogenyi, he had barely spent, I think this is it should be 6 months right now of the 5th month with Rivers United. Now he's going to take the ship, but I believe they would have allowed Stanley Neguma to see out these remaining 3 games. They have 3 games left.
They are, when you're in search of solution, many decisions sometimes are taken, being it wrong or right. So I think they feel that is the area they have to move on. So they've done what they ought to do. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's quickly go straight to the MPFL table and see after the draw where they are. They lost a game to Remo Stars and still playing in the Southwest, a Southwest team. They played a draw at the Kwara Township Stadium in Ilorin. Enugu Rangers still stay at the top of the table with 57 points. Remo Stars is second, 56 points. Enyimba is third, 53 points. We have Shooting Stars of Ibadan on the 4th position, 52 points. Lobby Stars have 52 points, but goal difference between them and Shooting Stars. Plateau United is 6, 50 points, and we have Niger Tornadoes on the 10th position, completing the first half of the table. Now, let's see where Rivers United is after 3 games, the outstanding games they've played so far. They are on the 11th position, having 41 points and 7 goal difference. We have Shooting Stars on the Sporting Lagos, I beg your pardon, 12th position, 41 points, and Gombe United continue to remain at the bottom of the Nigerian Premier Football League after 32 games. And for Rivers United,
That draw has pushed them to the 11th position. They still have 3 outstanding games. If they eventually win those 3 outstanding games, that is 9 points. They should have 50 points, and then they will go to the second. Let's look at the second half of the table. If eventually they win the 3 outstanding games that Evans again will be in charge, let's go to the first side of the table and see where possibly they could be. They will join the likes of Plateau United if they have maybe more goal difference, displace Plateau United from the 6th position. But let's see how that goes at the end of the day. All right, let's leave the shores of the country. Let's leave MPFA and go straight to Europe. The team late comebacks, the comeback kings of the season, of the year, have done it again last night. Roma thought they were already cruising, at least maybe play extra time in that game, but surprisingly, Xabi Alonso and his full soldiers did the best, did what they know how to do, and they came back in that game. It was 2-2 at the end of the day, 4-2 on aggregate, and they are through to the final. Atlanta trashed Marseille 3-0, 4-1 also on aggregate, and through to final. So it's going to be between Bayer Leverkusen, Atlanta in the finals. Now, Shando, for this team, they've set the record. They've matched Arsenal's record, 49 games unbeaten. They also matched Juventus' record in Italy for number of matches played without losing. So now they are on course to set their own. If this weekend they played in the German Bundesliga and they did not lose, it's going to be 50 games unbeaten run for Xabi Alonso and his full soldier. Thank God we have Nathan Teller and Boniface, who are Super Eagles players in that team.
Xabi Alonso is an incredible person. He's proven everybody, wrong, because when he took over Leverkusen, a lot of persons were like, okay, this is his first experience in a big stage like the Bundesliga, and then from nowhere he started like a dream, and then he's where he is today. So I'm not surprised with the result. I'm not surprised with the result that they've been able to achieve so far, because with the category of players, the thing is, as I always say, it's not about having in an individual players, about having a team. Having a team that play for each other, players that play for each other, players that are selfless, that play for a just cause, which is let's win, let's make this person who has so much faith in us proud. And the guys, they've been able to achieve that. So any record he ends up breaking, I'll never be surprised, because he's already proven everybody that he can do anything. So.
Okay, he has already proven everybody that he can do anything. We will still look at these, but for Marseille, it's good news also for us, where Ademola Lookman got a goal and assist, at least claiming the man of the match in that game where they beat Marseille 3-1 at home. And Gasparini, the coach of Atlanta, is a happy man with Ademola Lookman and every other player in that team. So it's going to be between Bayer Leverkusen and Atlanta in the final. So Super Eagles versus Super Eagles. All right, then in the Europa Conference League, it was a tall order for Aston Villa after they lost 4-1 at home. That is in the first leg at Villa Park. And at the end of the day, they went straight to Greece. They thought they could turn the tides around and then do the miracle of Barcelona in 2015, where they beat PSG. And as it stands, it was 2-0 against them. Aggregate, it was 6-2 on the evening. So first leg was 4-2 at Villa Park, and yesterday in Greece, it was 2-0 and all in aggregate 6-2 against Aston Villa. Unai Emery know that that miracle will not happen. And now for Olympiacos, they will be playing against a team that made it to the final last season, that is Fiorentina from Italy. So we have 2 Italian teams. Well, what really worked for the Italian teams this season? 2 of them in the UEFA club competition final, 1 in the Conference League and then the other one in the Europa League. But for the Champions League, none of the big boys made it to the finals.
It happens. I remember the year that Atletico Madrid were in the finals. Also, there was a year that Bayern Munich and the Dortmund were also in the finals of the same, European competition. So it's about, when the team understands what they're doing and how they want to do it. I think the Italians have been able to understand exactly what they want in the competition. And for Xabi Alonso, I forgot to mention this: one Italian is as good as another, so he should be wary of Atalanta. And having the Olympiacos beating Aston Villa, to qualify for finals is an incredible feat, because Una Emery has brought in a lot of style, you know, for the Aston Villa, but then unfortunately he couldn't just get it right. But then it's part of football, as I always say, it's full of surprises. So last night was just one of the surprises.
Okay, it was one of the surprises. That is for Aston Villa. All right, let's quickly go straight and look at this story. That is for Rivers Hoopers. They suffered their first defeat in the Basketball League Africa 2024 in the Sahara Conference, right there against their host AS Douanes. In the first, in their opener, they actually defeated this team, and it was a slim victory. It was 56 56 for AS Douanes and 54 for Rivers Hoopers, which means this is their first loss of the Sahara Conference in the Basketball League Africa. They needed this game to actually make it to the last phase of, though they will still qualify because they are on they have more points than AS Douanes and APR of Rwanda in that in the Sahara Conference group. But the first defeat for them, like I said, 56-54, it ended on the 9th for AS Douanes in Dakar, Senegal. As you can see on the screen, that is the scoreline. Rivers, this is Rivers Hoopers. They are Nigerian basketball champion, and their first game they are losing to AS Douanes. The first game against this same opponent, it was a good win for us. They defeated them, and now I think AS Douanes came back for a revenge in this particular game. Shanda, I don't know if you have anything to say, particularly for Rivers Hoopers. I think they are representing us well in this year's Basketball League Africa.
Yeah, they've done well. You could see even for the goal margin for 54-56. That
Very
shows
close.
that shows how much effort they put in. But then it's about one man. When sometimes you get it right, and sometimes when you fail to get it right, another person gets it right. So for me, kudos to them because they've actually done us proud. But then unfortunately, they couldn't get it right last night, and then
okay, unfortunately, they didn't get it. Okay, let's go back to this quickly before we leave the show. Now, what's the way forward for us when it comes to talking about grassroots? You are an expert in that area. How can we get it right? What do we need to put in place? Our academies, you made mention of facilities. Outside facilities, what else can we do? Because when it comes to football, that is one sport in Nigeria that actually brings all of us together. It's not that other sports is not doing the same, because sports is a unifying factor, but I see football in this country is one sport that everybody loves.
As I said, it's a collective responsibility of both the stakeholders, the parents, and whoever is involved into grassroots football development. Because earlier on, I was having a thought that maybe we should have like a system where even the education sector will come into probably implement or include football into education curriculum, where kids in primary school have a special scheduled timetable class for football. So with that, parents will also have that open mind to support, because some parents feel that because in a general narrative, most parents feel that footballers are actually kids from loose homes.
Of course, because that is what I suffer.
Yeah. So it's difficult, but if if it is implemented, if it's included in the curriculum, the kids will have a better avenue to express themselves and also bring out the potentials in them. Okay,
bring out the potential in them. All right, Wilfred, this is where we'll be leaving it on the program. As an expert in grassroots, you've mentioned facilities, curriculum in our school education, and that is it. Thanks for coming on the show. You did a wonderful job. I believe our parents and then the government have actually heard you telling us to do the needful. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the program 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.